Hey Crafty Peeps, are you ready for some fall DIYs? Well, let's get into it. I grabbed these cupcake holders from Dollar Tree and I really love them. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. I knew I wasn't making cupcakes, but they were really cool with this like spider web look to them. So I went ahead and put a couple together and I thought they fit on this candlestick and look so cool. So I went ahead and I spray painted the clear candlesticks at Dollar Tree with a matte black. And now I'm just taking my glue gun and I just glue this down in two spots. But I come back later right here and I take black hot glue and I go around the whole thing and I like how that looks so much better. So I have this other glue gun, couldn't think of the word, from Hippo, and I use it for my colored and different kinds of glue sticks. And so this one I put black ones in, and it's great for Halloween. I use it on a lot of projects in this video. And so I'm just going to go all the way around and give it kind of that gluey, like melted candle look. And then just with some E6000 and again some more of that hot glue, I'm going to glue two of the candlesticks together. And then after I do that, I'm going to glue on these skulls also from Dollar Tree onto the tops. And these are just going to make kind of a, I don't want to say fun because skulls aren't necessarily fun, but a cool Halloween decor piece. I think it will look good kind of in the background of my decor. Again, those cupcake holders are so cool, and I feel like there's lots of different things you can do with them, and they had other designs as well. I downloaded some vintage Halloween clip art from Creative Fabrica, and then I pulled them into Canva and designed these two printouts. Super easy, just took a bunch of different images and plopped them down onto the canvas there. And then off to the side there you see those two picture frames I picked up from a thrift store for 25 cents total, and they are 5x7 frames, so I went ahead and printed these down at 5x7 as well. And then I cut a piece of foam board out just to push down into the back, and voila, easy peasy. I love these signs in my Halloween decor. Now, if you would like this free printable, find me over on Instagram and DM me and I will send it to you, or you can leave me your email down in the comments. Today's video is sponsored by Tailored Canvases. Now, what you can do through this site is pick some of their awesome, amazing canvases like this one, where you can put your kids' names or maybe your last name, and they are completely customizable. So their canvases are really awesome. They have designs for each room of your house, and I mean, their farmhouse ones are to die for. Look at these. I mean, so great. Now, for me personally, we have three last names in our home, so that wasn't quite going to work as far as using like a last name, but of course they have all sorts of different options, and you don't have to pick ones with that, you tailor anyway. So I wanted to show you their Halloween one since this is a Halloween video because I'm absolutely obsessed with these. They are so good. Like, I want all of them. Can I put one in every wall in my house for Halloween? So I thought these were really cool. Again, they're customizable, but what I love about them is they're big. They're statement pieces. So you're gonna get a big, big size. For instance, let's say I pick this one. You can see there I can pick between the white with black writing or the black with white writing. I can customize it, and then I can go and I can choose my size, and they are big statement sizes. Look at those sizes. And so I went ahead and I picked out this one. It is Happiness is Homemade. I also want to show you my hanging hack. I take a piece of painter's tape and I put it across the back of whatever I'm going to hang, and then I mark where I'm going to want my nails, my screws, whatever it is I'm going to put in the wall on the painter's tape. Then I take the painter's tape off and I put it up on my wall, and then I level it out like this, and my lovely boyfriend is helping me hang it. And now I know exactly where they will go, the nails, and then I pull the tape off and voila, it's a perfectly hung sign. Now, of course, in my house, it's from the 1950s and nothing is square, and so everything isn't always level. But I absolutely love the sign and how it looks in my home. In one of my recent fall videos, I made over this Christmas sign here into this harvest fall sign, and now I'm going to flip it over and make it into Halloween. If you haven't seen my videos where I do this, I had bought this Target sign. It came with 4 of those signs, and I've been decorating them for each holiday. So I'm just taking 2 different pieces of scrapbook paper. That spider web one, I looked on the back, and it was made in 2007. So, it's just kind of a little bit of an old piece of paper. But the spider webs are like velvety. It's really cool. And then I just found this stripe paper that I thought coordinated well with it. Now these signs in particular aren't 12 by 12, so that's why you're going to need 2 pieces. So I'm just putting them down. You can see it's hanging over the edge, but that's okay because I'm going to flip it over and cut off that excess. So this sign, again, it was from the Target dollar spot at Christmas, I think 2 years ago. So obviously you can't buy that again, but all it is just a sign that hangs for each holiday, and you can just flip them over. So you could easily make yourself one of those. Then in between each of the different patterns, I'm going to use this amazing ribbon from Dollar Tree. It's black skulls. It's so cool. They have spiders, I think spider webs, and maybe pumpkins, maybe bats. I can't remember, but there was like 5 different ones, and they're so cool. And so I'm going to put that on both the top and the bottom. And then I grabbed this Trick or Treat words from Michael's. It's normally $2.99. They were on sale for $1.80. So that is a really good deal, I think. And I painted the Trick and Treat black, and then I painted the or in Cashew by Waverly. And then I'm just going to hot glue those down onto here. And then I'm going to grab one of the little broomsticks from Dollar Tree. I cut it down a little bit. I made the broom part a little bit shorter. And I glue that on down next to the Trick or Treat. And then I finish my broom off with a little bat. And this was, you can see, so quick and so easy. There's just a few elements. But it's like one of my favorite things I've made. I mean, I said a bat. It was a spider. But anyhow, look how easy peasy that is. And here it is hanging on my Target sign. Don't blink, this goes by quick. This little sign here is from Michael's, as well as these words. Again, like the last project, it was $1.80 for these 2 words, and I just painted them in black chalk paint and then glued them down to this sign. That's it. I just love the simplicity of it. It's not overly done. It's one of those less is more, and it really stands out, and I absolutely love it. Super, super, super easy. I love these plates from Dollar Tree, so I went ahead and I just cut the circle part out there, and then I cut just the skull out as well. And then I'm going to take one of their black canvases, which I was so excited to find before Halloween, and then I am going to take some of this spiderweb fabric that is also from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cover half of this sign with it. Nothing special, it's super easy to do. Just cut out a piece and use your staple gun, or really just a stapler would work as well, just to staple that baby down. And then I'm just going to put that skull circle down onto the middle of this canvas and pop up that other skull on top of it. I mean, so easy. But this is one of my favorite signs. I just think it's so simple, but it has a really great look to it. They have these napkins that go with these plates too, that have like a raven, a crow, I guess, whatever you want to call it. That's really cool too. And I didn't come up with really, I shouldn't say I didn't come up with something, but I didn't make something with the napkins, but I do want to because I think it'll look really great with this sign. And then with the rest of the plates, I cut out 5 more of those skulls for the next project, which is really just making a quick and easy garland. I just, what do you call, punch? Punch is the word I was looking for. Punch 2 holes in the skull's head, and then I just weave in and out this silver ribbon that I have, and then I did the little like push pin, not a push pin, I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time with words today, clothespin bats in between the skulls and make a super easy garland while I'm at it. But again here I'm just using the 3D pop-up tape, and I'm just going to add that right on top of the other skull, and this is just going to give it some dimension and make it look a little bit higher end. And here are the skulls cut out, and then these little bat pins that I was talking about, I just painted them black, and then I just pinched them in between each of the skulls, and I made a simple but good looking garland. Throughout the year, when I find cool bottles, I set them aside because I know I'm going to make potion bottles at Halloween time. This one right here is a really cool bottle. These are, I think they're called On the Rocks, and they're like pre-made cocktails, and they're really good. I got mine at Rite Aid. So if you want that bottle and a good drink, there you go. And then I'm going to take some of this I don't know what they call this. It's because it's not spider web. It's just like a throw they have at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to cut up a little bit of it, and then I'm going to Mod Podge it down onto the bottle. And I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to add some torn pieces of paper towel. And we're just going to, this is just adding texture, and it's like this old bottle, because when I get all the textures down on it that I want, I'm going to take it outside, and I'm going to spray paint it with matte black spray paint. Once I finish both bottles, I'm going to move on to these books here, also from Dollar Tree. Now, these aren't the boxed ones. The boxed ones are a little more boxy, like they're more of like a square, where I feel like these ones look more like books. So using some of their little felt letters there, I am going to write magic on one book and spells on the other. And then once I get that down, so this book right here is going to be my top book, and I really liked the design that was on the top of it, but I am going to spray paint these black. So I thought I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm going to trace what's on the top of this. So I use my black glue gun, you know, glue, but you could just use your regular glue gun. It doesn't matter because you're going to spray paint it black. I will say though, it does make for easier coverage if you do use black glue, but again, not necessary. So you see here, I'm just going around And I noticed that the black glue was way more stringier and like stickier, but anyhow, I just go ahead and I go around the edges here, and I do go back with my this glue gun too, and I glue around some of those bottles as well. And then I just take them out and I spray paint them. And once those are dry from the spray paint, I'm going to use some metallic copper paint from Waverly, and I'm just going to brush it across the parts that I used the hot glue, and then again over where I did the letters. Now I'm not going to do a whole lot to the second book because they are going to stack. And I'm kind of playing around here with how it looks, so I just take a little sponge here and I'm kind of sponging it out, give it kind of that antique-y look. Of course, you can use gold paint, silver paint, whichever you like. I'm loving this metallic copper. I've used it on a lot of fall projects, so I do recommend it. Again, it's from Waverly. And I'm just going to take, again, my paintbrush and I'm kind of just winging it here, but I do love the way these turned out. They look, I don't think this does it justice. They look much better in person. And then with the bottles, they really pop using them together in the decor. I don't think a Halloween video would be complete without a wreath, and I'm loving this welcome sign from Dollar Tree. And this is also one of their bigger wreath forms. I don't see the bigger ones that often, but it's the 18-inch. And I'm just going to hot glue it here onto the back, and then I'm going to take some Gorilla Tape and also tape that over. I have a hard time with wreaths and only using hot glue because I live in a very hot climate and they will fall apart. Even in October, it's still hot. So I'm just going to use, again, some of this Gorilla Tape to adhere this on nice and good. So then I am definitely winging this wreath. I didn't really know exactly where I wanted it to go. I just knew I had so many cool elements. So I cut the stems apart of these black roses, and they also come with these little silver skulls that are also on a stem. And I'm just going to start putting those around. Now, I use chenille stems, pipe cleaners, whatever you want to call them, and I just use I cut them down actually into quarters to adhere them on. I personally like zip ties much better. I just feel like they're stronger and they're easier to use. I didn't have many black ones left, so you will see me use a couple here because the stems kind of want to slip around. So I use the zip ties on the stems, but then on like this stuff, the mesh, I use the chenille stems. So first I'm just trying, again, I could tell you I'm winging it. I just kind of scrunch it and put it on there. I want it to have that kind of puffy like look, but I didn't like it. I did two of them and then I decided, no, I don't like that look. I go back to just the old-fashioned roll them up way. And so, you know, I didn't take them out. It doesn't matter. They're all going in there anyway. So you'll see me do the regular mesh technique here in a minute. But that mesh is fantastic. It is so gorgeous with the glittery spider webs. I will say this was the most glittery mess of any project I've ever made. It's very, very, very glittery. So be forewarned. Keep your little desk vac handy and vacuum as you go. So this is the other stem I was telling you about that was also in with those black roses. And I just love it. Okay, so here you see me. I'm going to roll it up. I'm going to do it in twos. Normally when I'm making a mesh wreath, I do it in threes. But for this one, I just take two at a time. And then with a little chenille stem, I just wire it down right onto the wreath. So it's pretty much just these elements. It's going to be the black roses stem, this mesh, and then there was a little bit of these little, what do they call them, pit berries? I only had a couple, so I'm kind of bummed I didn't have more. Uh, if I was buying all this knowing ahead of time what I was going to make, I would have bought some more of those, the berries you see right there in my hand, because I really like those. Now I also kept this just black and silver, but after I finished it, I think it would have looked really cool if there was some more purple in it because the sign does have purple. But I'm really trying to go for those like black and white vibes this year, just that like classic vintagey, you know, if there's gonna be orange, it's gonna be like deep and rusty, you know, not like bright and happy. I'm just going for that vibe this year. I love this. This, I don't even know what you would call it, but this is also from Dollar Tree. I guess it's a garland is what you would call it. And at this point I decide, this stuff's really cool, how am I going to use it? And so I stop what I'm doing and I go ahead and I tie this down. You don't necessarily see it a whole lot, but it's really cool and I was like, I want to use it. So you see it a little bit. I use it kind of, you know, as you can tell on the bottom, and then I'll go over the top of it and you'll see some of it peek out, but I'm going to just tie it down with the little chenille stems. Again, I just have little tiny pieces of it so that you don't see too much of it. And then once I get that down, I'm just going to repeat what I did there in the beginning in that bottom left corner. I'm just going to repeat that all the way around. So basically I do like a black rose, and then I do two sections of the mesh, and then I do the little skull stem, and then two more things of the mesh, and then the black rose, mesh, skull, mesh. And I just do that all the way around. I don't make you watch the whole thing because you've seen me do one section and I just repeat that section. And this was a quick wreath. Again, the worst part was all the glitter that comes off. And the funny part is it doesn't really scream glitter when it's done. It's just the stuff, the glitter that fell off of stuff is what made quite the mess. If you don't have one of those little desk vacuums, I highly recommend it, the little ladybug vac. I'll have it linked in the description. It's $10. I use it so much. It's great for when you're sanding and you can just vacuum it right up. It's great for glitter. It actually sucks up the glitter. So an amazing $10 purchase that you must purchase. I think it's a crafting necessity. And this is the finished product. Again, just grab whatever you can find at Dollar Tree that's silver and black and then just intertwine it all. I just think this looks so great. It's, you know, it's that vintagey kind of fun look and not too like cutesy. And like I said, I find bottles throughout the year that I just love, and so I didn't really want to do a whole lot to this wine bottle, so I thought, you know, I'm just going to cut a hole here in this skull, and I'm just going to, you know, like stake it with the wine bottle. And it's just going to have a skull topper. I love these skulls from Dollar Tree. You know, for $1.25, you really can't beat it. They just really look good in the decor. So again, I'm just cutting it out. It cuts really easily, and I'm just sticking it right down there on this bottle. If you haven't tried 19 Crimes wine, it's really good. I really like it. It's not the cheapest, but it's like right there in the cheap range. And then I'm going to use some more of this garland stuff. I'm just cutting off one section there, and I'm just going to glue it down. Now this is where that black hot glue comes in handy. And I wanted to say earlier, I didn't mention it, my E6000 was also black. I accidentally bought black, and so I don't use it very often, but whenever I know I can hide it or whatever I'm gluing isn't going to matter, I'll use the black. So it came in handy finally at Halloween that I could finally use my black E6000 and my black hot glue. And that's it for this project. I just like the bottle the way it was because it's called 19 Crimes, and it just seems very Halloween and like, I don't know, like maybe a serial killer is loose or something like that. And that's it, and then I just add it to my decor. I hope you enjoyed these Halloween DIYs. I do have another video coming out in a few days, and they're a little bit more cutesy and less spooky if you like that. So until next time, happy crafting!